Peace and love supreme. So, fam, what's going on? It's your girl, T Honey, the artist. And I'm coming to you guys with a special message tonight. Happy 4th. That's crazy. That's very ominous that as soon as I press live, I got sirens going on. Peace, Eddie Bailey. What's going on? Happy 4th. Listen. So, I tried to wait it out a few minutes because there was some excessive fireworks going on at the last second. So I wanted to try to let the most of the fireworks die down. They're a little few and farther in between now. So I think now is a good time to start. So sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was trying to wait for it to die down. All right. So I'm bringing to y'all some special channel messages that I got from the Divine Holy Spirit in regards to, you know, a little bit of hidden or a little bit of hidden knowledge, I guess you could say, in regards to the 4th. Okay. I was just talking to one of my friends today. We were just talking about random stuff. Okay. But I heard spirit real strong, like, look at the date. Look at the date. And peace, Sadie Bailey. Happy 4th of July, you know? So I was just talking to him and I heard spirit say, look at the date. Look at the date. And I'm like, today's date? And they like, no, the date of 4th of July, period. What is Independence Day? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, ain't that July 4th? I was like, that's 1776, right? They're like, yeah, but go look at it. I'm like, okay. So I just Google's Independence Day. Okay. So that I could see the actual numbers, right? Okay. And this is what I found. Okay. July 4th, 1776. Okay. Just like that. Now, Spirit say, you notice anything in particular when looking at it? I was like, well, yeah, it's a whole hell of a lot of sevens. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at the date right here. Okay. 1 and 6. That's another 7, isn't it? So the year is 777 actually. Okay. July's the 7th. I was like, so it's all 7s and 1 4. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I caught. So Spirit was like, there's a reasoning for this. They just kept saying it's a reasoning for it. Then the next thing they had me do was to draw it out like this. Okay. I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? And they asked me, they like, do it remind you of anything? I said, well, it's creepy because if I take away this leg on the 4, okay, ain't that another 7 in there on the low? On the low though? Yeah, there is. You know what I'm saying? But Spirit had me look at the meaning of the actual numbers themselves as well. Now, 7s always note divine wisdom for me. Okay, that's what I refer to when I refer to the number 7. Okay, the flower of life. Okay, it's the beginning as far as the wisdom universally. The 7. Okay, now 4s. 4s. We know 4 is about protection. We know 4 is about stability. Okay, straight like that. More than anything else, those two things with the 4. Okay. But I was looking at the numbers and I'm like, it do remind me of something. Okay. They call my attention to the fact that there being 4 7s and then the only other number is a number 4. Okay. Now, 7s denoting divine wisdom. We see God referred to with the number 7 all the time. Okay, as far as when creation goes down. Oh, thank you, Amy Bailey. Thank you. It happens in real organic and real It happens just real off the cuff. Spirit be real off the cuff when they want to get you a message. Okay. Either they'll keep showing you something over and over, or having you look at different things over and over, or they'll bring something up, especially when it's significant. Now, crazy part about this, right? As I'm sitting here, I'm talking to my friend. My friend is watching me break down the date. Like, damn, like, how are you even getting all this shit? And I was like, well, the sevens have to refer to like a nation, or working towards nation building, or utilizing divine wisdom to build. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, using divine wisdom in order to build stability. That's 7 and 4. Okay. That's successfully mastering the self, or self-governance, I guess you could say, in a certain manner. But then they reminded me of that show, the Avatar. Y'all remember the Avatar, the Last Airbender? Y'all remember Aang? Okay. Some of y'all should remember, because my audience, my demographic is my age mostly. So I know a lot of y'all got to remember the Avatar, the Last Airbender. Okay. Spirit broke this down to me. It's a lot like how, how the 4 nations was represented by the 4 different elements, right? Okay. So Spirit broke this down to me, like where each 7 was actually like a nation in and of itself. Okay. So I'm like, wow. Okay. And then with the number 4. Now, so there was 4 separate nations in that show. But one of the nations in particular seek to gain control of all 4 nations. Okay. They used to work together in harmony. They used to work together in balance. It used to be stable. Until what? Until the Fire Nation came in, right, to try to gain control, or express domination over the other 3 tribes, to try to gain control of all 4. You know what I'm saying? To basically what, rule as like a monarchy or independence or something like that. I don't fucking know. Okay. But yeah, they brought up that show. And I was like, well, damn. Okay. And I was like, well, Spirit was like, well, here we're talking about the 4 major indigenous tribes of the planet. Okay. So, yes, the 4 elements are involved. Spirit being the 5th element, which we gonna talk about it. Okay. And it was like, Spirit is like, these is the 4 major indigenous nations, which it makes sense. Okay. I don't know how many of you guys have like studied like the origins of like humanity, like the beginning and shit. I don't know how many of y'all are doing that. I mean, maybe some of you guys get knowledge and wisdom here and there, ancient Sumeria, you know what I mean? Stuff like this, the world's first civilizations and such. Okay, at any rate, we know the land used to be whole. Okay, it was one land, one people. Okay, then when the landmass split apart, as we know it how to be split now. Okay, we then had what became the Naga Maya. Now, what is the Naga Maya? The Naga Maya is your brothers and sisters across the water. Okay? Okay? That's what the Naga Maya is. So you have 4 major indigenous groups that will spread out across the water after the land had broke apart. Okay? And what we see go down in history is we saw one particular group, okay, lean towards a more dominant energy and try to dominate and gain control of all the known, tribes, of all of the known major tribes, all of the major land masses. Okay, one particular group wanted particular like domination. Okay. Until this day, we have the elitists out here attempting global domination to dominate, to exert themselves over the will of the people in this and that. Okay? Tonight is a night where we break free from such thinking. Okay? Such thinking came with patriarchy and the patriarchal structure of this past world age. Okay? This this kind of kicked it off. Okay? That kind of kicked it off. Okay? So, with spirit after spirit explained to me, these represents the four major indigenous nations that one of which was able to conquer, okay, in efforts to try to become a global power. Okay? This date is the day they were able to take the last standing of those four God nations. Okay? Because these were God's chosen people, these four tribes. Okay? Or the Nagamaya. Okay? We talk about God's chosen people, but they were all spread out because the land had split. We knew and understood that those were our brothers and sisters across the water. But let's just say certain groups of our brothers and sisters became influenceable by other beings, and then this whole thing kicked off. So July 4th 1776, this was actually one of the greatest nations, okay, that we're standing in, this that we call America right now. Okay, you're talking about one of the most powerful groups of indigenous beings. Okay, powerful because they carried that knowledge and wisdom, even though it was stolen from them, was still able to carry that knowledge and wisdom throughout the generations, was still able to, self-govern, grow their own crops, you know what I mean? Nation build. You know what I'm saying? This was the day they were able to take the last of those great nations. Okay? The indigenous people here in America. Okay? A lot of the original indigenous here in America were actually what we would call black. Okay? They were darker in complexion. Okay? But due to, just like how they rape and pillage the planet, they rape and pillage the people. Okay? It dilutes the understanding of who we truly are in that. But it was done on purpose in efforts to gain control of the population. So, let's break this down a little further. I'm looking at the sevens and the fours, right? Now, what's interesting to me is that this is the day patriarchy was really able to gain control and kick off their bullshit. Okay? Especially as far as here in America. Okay? And it's crazy. It actually took the help of our own brothers and sisters for them to even be able to do this. If you understand what happened. Okay? I don't want to get into too much here on YouTube, and I don't want to debate, you know what I'm saying? I just want to give the messages I was given. Okay? So, but looking at a 7 and a 4, they're feminine actually in nature, both numbers. Okay? 4. Okay? The number 4, reason why I think of it as feminine because it's the number that represents stability. It's the number that represents protection. Okay? Women are the stabilizing force. Okay? 4 also represents stability. It represents home. Okay? More likely than not, it's a feminine energy that makes or creates a home. Okay? It's the feminine energy that balances, stabilizes that home and makes that home that home. Okay? Also, the number 4, when I think of the number 4, I think of the 4th house. Now, what's the 4th house? The 4th house is Cancer. Okay? July, this is Cancer season. Huh? Okay. We're not going to go too far. Okay? We're going to stay right there. But yeah, the 4th house, that's actually Cancer season. Okay? This is why if I turn this over and take the leg off of that 4, that's actually a 7 too. Now you actually see 5 sevens. Okay, but that's because this 4 actually represents Cancer, but it represents Cancer, the house of Cancer, which is mostly July, which is mostly still the 7th month. Okay, but the 7s are also feminine in nature because the okay, because 7s denote divine wisdom, right? Okay, well, in supreme mathematics, wisdom is represented by the woman. Okay, hands down. I mean, the flower of life, Mother Nature. Okay, sacred geometry and things of this nature. Okay, so we're talking about your spiritual nature. We're talking about your spiritual nature and your spiritual wisdom and understanding. We're talking about the day somebody seek to gain control of that. Someone seek to gain control of your spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and lock you out of it. Okay? Somebody wanted to create challenges. Okay? You were already free. You were born free, made free. Okay? You were already operating in your divine purpose. Okay? But see, when you have a patriarchal structure that attempts to control the way you operate, the way you move, the way you think of things. You see what I'm saying? It's very interesting. Why? Well, let's just go here to the breakdown. That's the date. July 4th, and we already understand 1776. 1 and 6, that's also 3 sevens. So 777, right? If you break that down, 7 and 4 is 11. These 3 sevens is 21. Boom. 2 and 1 is 3. Okay, if you put that with the 2 ones, boom, breaks down to 5. Right? Right. Okay. Now that's very interesting, right? The 5. Because what do 5s represent? 5s represents challenges, changes. Okay. 5s also represent talent. It also represents pioneering, innovation. It also represents freedom, the 5. Okay? But okay, let's take it from tarot point of view, right? Because most of us read cards in that. From tarot's point of view, the 5s. What do the 5 represent? It represents either challenges or changes. Okay? It usually involves the advice of how you can achieve your freedom or which kind of freedom you're looking to achieve. Okay? Or whatever the case might be. But the crazy thing is it breaks down to a 5. Why is that crazy? That this date breaks down to a 5? Well, it's because 2021, first of all, 2021 breaks down to a 5. This is universal year 5 right now. Okay? So that means this particular 4th of July, because July breaks down, the 4th of July breaks down to a 5 anyway, right? The date of the 4th of July breaks down to a 5 anyway. Okay? This is universal year 5. This means that the challenges and all of the bullshit that we had to go through and had to endure, okay, to fight to remember who we are, okay, to fight to remember how to get back free again. You see what I'm saying? All those challenges and changes, our freedom was taken, right? They took the freedom out the 5 and put the challenges and the challenges and the hard changes and shit in. Okay? But now we've come into our divine wisdom again. Okay? This us coming into the age of Aquarius, okay, it brings forth the enlightenment. Okay? A lot of us are receiving downloads, light codes. That is the enlightenment. We are gaining what? Stability in regards to what? Our divine wisdom. Once again, as we gain our stability in regards to divine wisdom, once again, it doesn't matter what program they were running we can now hit the reversal and break back free. Okay? Now let me explain about the reversal. I was talking to my friend when I was getting these downloads, right? And was breaking this down with him. Now, what's crazy is his phone died right after I drew this and started breaking the numbers down. His phone died. I had to shoot him a message like, bro, what happened? When I shot him that message, I looked at the time. The time, it was 12:11, which it blew my mind. Because when I got to breaking these numbers down, this is 11:12. It was 12:11 when I got the channels and his phone had died. Okay. But the date, the second set of numbers, when I broke it down, it was 11:12. It was crazy because it was mirroring. The time was mirroring right in that very moment. Like what had to happen. It's so interesting. So with the 4 and with it being Cancer season, a lot of our intuitions is really kicking right now. Okay? A lot of our intuitions is really kicking right now. And I can see that, especially if you have a strong Cancerian placement. Okay. Or if you have a strong Libra placement as well. Libra, law, justice, order, the sacred orders. This is who this shit was put in place by. Them sacred orders. That's the patriarchal structure that's how that shit got put in place by the sacred orders. Patriarchy. Whatever. Okay? Whatever. But Libra. So if y'all have a strong Cancerian placement, which is 4th house, or a strong Libra placement, which is Libra's the 7th house, right? Okay. Libras, y'all could be key here. Cancerians, y'all could be key here in regards to what? Utilizing divine wisdom in regards to our emotions. Utilizing divine wisdom as far as trying to getting back stable. Okay? Building again. Utilizing divine wisdom in regards to protecting our divine creation. Utilizing our divine wisdom and utilizing our own energy to protect our own self and protect what it is we're trying to build and create. Okay? This is how you achieve the freedom again. Okay? Because with this day in place, it was meant to cause the challenges. Okay? Independence Day. It was actually the day they took your freedom, and put the challenges in place. They put that hard change in place as far as the patriarchal structure and having take control of all the nations. Okay? But today, it being Cancer season, in Universal Year 5, we have a chance to flip this around right now. Us as divine beings have a chance to flip this around and break free by knowing the truth and by doing the opposite. Okay? A lot of us were able to, if you notice, you within your personal life, something that you've been battling with, something that you've maybe been struggling with, something that's been a challenge, right? That 5, something that you've battled with your whole life. Okay? If you've been paying attention, the divine has been guiding you the past few weeks through a breakthrough. The divine has been guiding you through a breakthrough in regards to those particular situations that have been challenging you and holding you back for so long. Okay, the divine over the course of the past few weeks have been showing you that you have everything you need already in order to break free or be free. Okay. that you were born free, that you were made free. There was never nothing anybody could do to make that different. You were born free. You were made free. Okay? But Independence Day was a day they actually stole the independence of the last standing nation. Okay? So today is the day Divine Star Seeds can take that independence back. You understand? By utilizing our own divine wisdom in regards to our own emotions, being able to take an honest look at our own emotional traumas, being able to take a look at these things and work through these things with spirit. Okay, those things inspire the changes. Okay, so now we change. We come out of those challenges that the patriarchal structure put in place for us. We transcend those. We're changing. We're receiving the light codes. We're integrating them. Now we are changing. We are being reborn anew. Okay? We are being reborn free. You understand? By gaining that understanding, by gaining that knowledge and wisdom, by going through those challenges and making the changes, you achieve the freedom once more. Fives represents challenges, changes, and freedom. Okay? The challenges that you go through, the changes that you go through in order to break that, to break free. And I will say to break back free because we've been dealing with a structure that's been attempting to control the way we see things. That's taken most of the knowledge and wisdom and hid it. You see what I'm saying? But they hide it in your face. They hide it in plain sight. They hide it in the numbers. They know that the universe communicates through signs and symbols, numbers. So this is how they do it. They keep us ignorant in regards to it and utilize it for themselves. At least that's what they have been doing up until now. But the whole thing is now we're receiving the divine wisdom again from source. I just got this download in the middle of a conversation with a friend, and I get to bring it to other divine star seeds who are going to then take it and internalize it, synthesize it, and do what they do with it for their own highest good. Okay? So independence, this independence, we are taking back our spiritual independence this Independence Day. Do you understand how powerful that kind of is? Over the past, I want to say 4 to 7 weeks, over the past 4 to 7 weeks, Spirit has been working with you specifically with something that's been challenging you your whole life. That's been a problem for you your whole life. That's been trying to hold you back your whole life. For the past 4 to 7 weeks, Spirit has been working with you through those challenges or through whatever was trying to hold you or keep you stuck. Okay? Because you've done the work. Okay? We're doing the work. When we do this deep shadow work, this is no easy feat. Okay? Because you're constantly being bombarded with distractional energies. You're constantly being reminded why you can't do this, you can't do that. You still need the patriarchy and the consumeristic society to do this, and that. You see what I'm saying? They try to limit you. They try to do what they can to hold or control how you utilize the divine wisdom you just got back. You see what I'm saying? It's actually very powerful. It's a lot like The Last Airbender, if y'all remember that show. Because, oh, wow. Okay. Wow, Eddie Bailey. Okay, you said it keeps buffering. I'm also experiencing that as we go higher and we gain these kind of messages, like the more I channel spirit and stuff, the more technology will be glitching and all like that. Hey, Dusty, what's going on? Yeah. So you see what I'm saying, Dusty? You see what I'm saying? The 5 evil archons. See, yeah, that makes sense, right? Dusty, work with me. If I take this leg, if I take this one, because of course they took out oneness, they took out wholeness, they wanted to take that part out. They took out divine love. So if I cover that part of the 4 up, if I cover this part of the 4 up, that's another 7, isn't there? That's a 5th 7. You see what I'm saying? These were higher level entities or higher level beings. They thought they were more intelligent than you. They thought that they had more divine wisdom than you. Even though us as divine beings, these were God nations. We come straight from the divine. We manifest straight from the divine like everything the fuck else. How do you think that you're more divine than a divine being that the divine created? It makes no sense. And then we get firework action. It's been quiet this whole time. But when we get there, the fireworks go off. You see how that goes? It was an effort to these were some entities that were attempting to take control over the chosen on this planet. They were attempting to dominate and exert their will over the chosen. And by putting the patriarchal structure in place, this day, Independence Day, when they were able to take the last of the 4 standing nations, okay, when they were able to do that, they were able to create whatever narrative they wanted because they had taken the artifacts. This is where they began to get to whitewash history and rewrite it how they wanted it, rewrite it with themselves in charge. You understand? And act as if this whole nation of indigenous beings didn't exist. You see what I'm saying? But see, these archon energies and stuff like that, they know the truth of who they are. If they know all of this, they know the truth of what they really are. At the end of the day, those are distortions. The archon energies are distortions that basically came from our shadow selves. You know what I'm saying? Archon energies is basically distortions that was created by our own shadow self. Why? Because we've been locked in a system that's been controlling the way we think. We've been locked in a system that's taught us to think negative. We've been locked in a system that usurped the divine wisdom. You see what I'm saying? And had us relying on them for our stability. You see what I'm saying? And so our thoughts and our emotions still create the reality. You see what I'm saying? Our thoughts and emotions don't stop creating the reality just because it got hijacked by evil beings. No, it's gonna create the shadow effect. You know what I'm saying? We kept creating, we just were manifesting shadowy shit because we didn't understand we had been pulled and been locked into our lower nature. Okay? So this is what we can begin to break free from now. We've overcome those challenges. Okay? We are healing. We're going through the change. Okay? They imposed the challenges on us, but now we're regaining the divine wisdom for ourselves. We're coming back stable and back whole in regards to our divine wisdom within ourselves. That means we're breaking free. That means we get to take our independence back this Independence Day. Why specifically this Independence Day? Because this is Universal Year 5. All of the whole date breaks down to a 5. Okay? 2021, this breaks down to a 5. We're in Cancer season. Cancer represented by the 4th house. We're in the Cancer season of Universal Year 5. So while we're in the Cancer season of Universal Year 5, we can actually, by soaking up as much divine wisdom as we can in regards to everything that we've been going through, okay, and looking at it from the seat of our higher selves, we can actually flip the script. We can actually win our freedom back, win our spiritual independence back. We no longer have to rely on them for our understanding. You know what I mean? We now have enough spiritual and we now have regained enough spiritual knowledge and wisdom where we can begin to build on our own and build with each other. You know what I mean? It's very deep. It's a very powerful thing. That's why I took the picture of the notes and put it in the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to screenshot it and meditate upon these numbers. You know what I'm saying? See what messages you receive. You know what I'm saying? Come back and let me know. You know what I mean? What information y'all receive. But what killed me is I received the download at 12:11. When I'm breaking down the numbers, this was 11:12. So this is Spirit showing me that this is the perfect time, that everything's been aligned for us to actually take our independence back from these secret societies, from the patriarchal structure. We can actually pull our energy back, call your power back to you now. You know what I mean? This is now starting to flip. The tables are now beginning to turn. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take it as confirmation. You know what I mean? I specifically waited till around now to do the message because the fireworks had died down. So the fact that they're going off, as I say, key stuff, that's how I know it's confirmation. That's how I know it's real. Okay? So please do watch the playback. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Eddie Bailey. Thank you, Dusty. I'm sorry if it was glitching. Some of you guys are elevating your consciousness. Some of y'all are making y'all's phones glitch and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all phones have been acting retarded when y'all try to upload something or do stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's because you're elevating, you're raising in your vibration. Every day we win this freedom back. I think is what the divine is getting at. And it's there's no time better than now. Okay? Okay. So peace and love supreme to you all. Smash the like button, share. Let me know any experiences you had or any downloads that you guys have gotten in regards to the 4th of July. Okay. Also, I have received a message about how fireworks can actually irritate certain spirits. Last week they started setting fireworks off very early. They was popping them at midnight, 1 a.m, like now. Even last week, I was dealing with a lot of agitated spirits while I was trying to sleep. And it's because, you know, this time or these dates, these key anniversaries, there's a lot of spirits lingering from the wars that happened then. A lot of spirits still lingering, maybe of indigenous spirits that whose independence was taken. The fireworks upset and agitate some of them. Some of us got blown up during Black Wall Street. Some of us were actually living during Black Wall Street, and our souls experienced that trauma. So now the fireworks and the sudden noise and the sudden booms can agitate certain spirits. Some of you guys, so if you've been feeling agitated or anxious in your energy, you could just be picking up the energy of the spirits around you. Some of the fireworks and some of that is irritating them at this time. Okay. So peace and love supreme to you all. Thank you guys so much for coming, and take care. Till next time.